Bring safe join us. Okay, we're running a little bit late. Um, I guess it's almost tomorrow in a couple minutes. All right, so tonight is plasma beings, quantum realms. Should be different. I haven't channeled a black hole. I don't think I've done a black hole. Channeled a black hole. I don't know. It's a thought. In the 1970s. And why the 1970s? It kind of feels like the 1970s, doesn't it? Of course, if you look back at the 1970s and see all the freaking crazy get-ups they were wearing, it does look very alien. um, I'm not going to go into any of that, but the bell bottoms and just all this just nutty, whatever, whatever it is. So that's pretty obvious of an alien invasion there. It's like with the 1970s, aliens showed up and just gave us, I don't know, just they gave us what they gave us. A high quality style and clothes. Of course, I don't think clothes have ever been the same since. I imagine some of those timelines do come back every now and then. So yeah, anyway, part of us is going back to the 1970s. Not fully. We have our version of Jimmy Carter, kind of like the worst version you can ever get. Literally checked out ages ago. And they are trying to manufacture a lot of crisis. The gas. Everything's being manufactured. Yeah, it's not just happening just because whatever. It's just being. It's all being done by design. So, however that works. The future holds is this. Yeah, the future feels very, once again, quiet. Maybe December. I don't know. Maybe they will replace Biden with a robot. I would like to see the military take over. That'll be interesting, at least for a couple of days, just to see that as a president. So, while they get another puppet in the office. It'll be different. That we can use different. Yeah, we already see, decay. Something different would be nice. So who knows? Yeah, I just feel. Let's see. Going into November. November seems pretty quiet for now. December seems like it's wrapping up some situations, so I expect some. I don't know what exactly. Afghanistan went quiet pretty fast because of media blackout. Who knows what's going on there? Anyway, plasma beings. We just have to see what that. I'm not really sure what's gonna go through that. Quantum realms, I got a good sense of that, at least a little bit. So we'll just see what we have there. Update my tardiness as I'm tired of comedy private sessions. Shop here. I'm like on the 7th, and yet the month is going away. So same situation here. I have the webinar, social network, behind the scenes, and the mystery school. So. All right. Plasma being energies obviously is not going to always make everybody happy, but can't make them all. They can't always be winners for everyone. So, we just feel it out there. So, all right, we'll open it up, and I'm not sure if there's anything else going on in the world. Nope. Just the apocalypse. That's all. So, prayer for the apocalypse. So. The world burns. So ridiculous. Yeah, December. I mean, it feels like if anything happens, it'd be government doing something. So I just have to wait and see. So, all right, blessings. Here we go. Greetings. Yes, we are a plasma consciousness. We are, yes, part of, say, bringing timelines together, the inner web of an unseen reality. We also connect to soul particles, soul essence. I mean, it's like our energies are known to bring even people together. It's like that energy fits with that energy, so we pattern it together. Another way of looking at your world is like a rug. Those rugs with a lot of designs on them, and that is really a lot of humanity's energies are there. Basically, just inner colors. Like some people are for certain roles in life, and others are here for the inner, you know, within the rug itself, within the inner pattern. So you can say those on the outside of the pattern is those that don't have to try a lot. I mean, things come to them very easily. And those, as you go further in, that's where it gets more chaotic. That's where a lot of emotion comes from. Yes, those that get life easily. The relationship comes together, and that's why so many here are very third dimensional. It's because it all works, it all snaps in. It all just works. Relationship falls into place. Many things, not everything's perfect, but enough where it all falls into place and they just ride the wave of reality. And then many of you others say, I'm not going to be involved with that. And that's where the true soul growth is. And that's where you start to hate yourself. You start to go through all this darkness within yourself. But that really makes the core of this world. It really keeps the world going. Even if you feel like you've had enough here, it actually makes the world stronger, makes yourself stronger. But obviously, many don't always want to hear that. You have to hear about strength and growth all day long and don't really see a lot of difference. But when you go into the spirit realm, you see yourself as just a more powerful light, a more powerful being. Even those that go into the lower realms are a more powerful being there too. It's just not the gray souls. Gray souls that go through suicide are easier to manipulate. But those that just love their darkness, go there. Yes, they leave the world to conquer hell, basically. What other realms? What other realms can they discover that's similar to this? Because some do get addicted to this reality. In case you have not noticed, there are many that actually get addicted to the physical realms, and of course, when you talk about spirituality, they don't want anything. They don't want to hear about it because it's like showing, an end to all of this. It's like talking about death. They don't want the end. They want this to continue on forever. This is their drug for the most part. Not everyone treats it like that. Others also that have figured out third dimension continue to incarnate over and over again. They just figured it out. It's like when you figure something out, do you want to let it go? No. But that once again keeps this reality going the way it is. And many of your elites are connected to that. Your elites are basically they have this place figured out. Obviously, it's better to not be seen at all. But yet they get all of the wealth from it, the value from it, and still live like a ghost for the most part. But that's another reason why many of you are going through difficulties, is because you're clearing out those timelines, but you're also seeing what's in a higher source, what's at a higher realm. So basically, you're connecting to those elitist timelines to end their reign on the earth, or at least let them know that you're there. So for plasma frequencies, we are interconnection beings. We just connect. It's just we're connected to other planets, several different realms. It just which is what binds it all. Doesn't mean it's all plasma, but a lot of it is. Ghosts have plasma energy, some do. Even angels have plasma energies when they become more physical here. Their vibration shifts. But also, as an angel becomes more known here, or a spirit being, yeah, that's when objects move around. uh, yeah, so let's see. Greetings, you. Yes, we are the quantum realms. A realm where, yes, you are at your fastest, you can say. At a higher realm. It's not necessarily always the higher realms, but we know how to speed things up. At least in a higher dimensional level. Well, yes, you are also part of timeline creation, where cities are invented. So think about, you go to a quantum realm and see your Earth's map nowhere like it is now. Like you see a city there you've never seen before. Not that many of you have a clear view of the whole world as it is. It's a little bit complicated to remember everything. But if it's a major metropolitan city that you've never seen before, quantum realms are about rewriting your Earth's energy, meaning like when one city goes away, this new one rises upon it. It's kind of like where cooking is done of your reality, putting it together. Yes, astral does this, but the quantum realms are a little bit more intense. You can get lost in a quantum realm also. Well, you feel like you're a part of a reality like this, but you're in somewhere totally different. You can't get stuck there. Not that we're putting fear out there, but some have got stuck there. Well, some. It's kind of like the Twilight Zone in some form. Yes, we're strange and all. It's kind of like a dream realm to a certain extent. It has a soul growth that's connected to it, meaning it gives you your meaning to it. Well, like strange clocks on the wall, things like that. It's just little anomalies, or your boss is very happy with you, and usually he's not very kind at all. And there are some places where everything is opposite, especially when you have family that's here going through a lot of darkness in the quantum realm. They can be very positive. Well, basically, some of you go into the quantum realms to figure yourselves out, to figure out an issue. So you come back here. So it's a little bit different than astral. Well, it's more ingrained into your Earth's energy. I believe some of you can remember. Yeah, but it is still very astral-like, but it can be very solid at the same time. It's just a strange dream world. Something that you would do if you're on psychedelics, but not exactly the same. The machine elves show up in the quantum realms. Now, if you do psychedelics here, you can connect to a form of the quantum realm, a part of it. But not many can really handle it in the human. The human mind can only handle so much. You can get like fragments of it, but that's where you see beings that come and go. Quantum realities of usually shape-shifting energies. So our connections to your planet is basically a doorway to another realm. We are very connected to closets, literally a closet. So you open up a closet and you feel like, is there a quantum realm here? You'd be surprised. Because closets are actually in your homes or wherever you live are portals. The bathroom has a portal, but that's more like a download source because you're cleansing yourself, so you get a download. Closets are a little bit different because you hang your energy there, your clothes. So it's built up of all your vibrations, and it's like saying people should go into their closet, close the door, and see what you feel. You'd be surprised who's in that closet. It's not always the best beings either. Sometimes it's not. some reptilians usually live there. I know it sounds a little strange. Well, they're not just sitting there like waiting for you to show up, but it's a doorway into your realm, so it's a gateway. So yes, of course, children have dealt with that many times in their lives, and like yeah, when children see just creatures. What is it? We forget one of the boogeyman. Doesn't really come from a quantum realm, but it comes more from a lower astral. But there is a gateway in the closet, and sometimes under the bed. It all depends. Yeah, they find their way in. Yes, it gets kind of strange, doesn't it? But as you open up your third eyes and your senses, these beings become more known. So the Agarthian realms are become more part of your society. So that's what you're working up towards. Seeing, yes, a Garthian type of, even the boogeyman's kind of a Garthian. He's lower dimensional, but he still comes from the earth. So in your awakening process, you'll see many of you are working on this, of course, but you'll see more clearly elemental beings when the time is right. It's not quite there yet. Now, why it's not is not clear, but of course, some people see beings automatically, but that's how they're tuned, that's how they're created. But this is for everyone, at least those that are going into an awakening state, where you can see more here. Yes, you're minding your own business at home, and you see an elf being walk by. It could be a little guy, but still, that's a little bit much for some people, especially a fairy being like taking a bath in your shower. So that's a little bit much, also. But those things can happen. Well, as basically the impossible becomes possible. So many humans are going into space and, well, at least a version of space. They might not be going to all space. Yeah, it's one thing about your space agencies at this time. It's like they're going up in training wheels when in truth they have a bike somewhere. But they're going about it slowly for the human consciousness to catch up. So maybe connected to all these advanced civilizations where technology is a higher realm. Well, because that's where some of you are. You're there. But you're here. You're here and you're there. But you're bringing that realm here. So you're connected to the secret space program. You're actually bringing human consciousness closer to that secret space program. Doesn't mean it has to be a war program or all of those things, and it does take time, especially when they're more complicated, when you have alien beings wandering around and everything. But it's like you're bringing your storybook here. It's in your energy field, but you're bringing your knowledge, and the earth's feeling it. So people wonder why you're here. It's like, what am I doing on this world? I don't really need to be here. It doesn't make any sense. Well, you're bringing your story here, your adventures, your experiences, and the earth is feeling. Now, it might not always work for the better good of everyone. It's not always intended that. I mean, it's not going to be perfect. But it's here just to snap this world out of amnesia. And it's little by little pieces, like you're pushing towards reality. It's like you're opening up the realms of reality, even as you see your mind open up quite a bit. But you might not be able to tap into anyone's energy, to talk to anybody, basically. But you're still flooding the earth with your vibration to change its mindset. Of course, many humans are holding for dear life on their physical realm. Well, I think they're going to lose something. They're not going to lose any. Well, of course, humanity evolves. We're not going to really lose anything. They actually gain a lot. But do they want to do that? Because it's more fun to become alcoholics and so forth. Or you can also there's different types of alcoholics. Those that want a perfect life, that is a form of alcoholism also. Because sometimes they connect to unrealistic expectations. But they don't know that. You could spend your whole life with unrealistic expectations and connect with nobody. And you're connecting to people, but not really finding what you're here to look for. That happens a lot. The fairy life, the white picket fence life, as some of you heard. you'd be surprised how common that is. It's extremely common, especially those that want to win the lottery. A lot of delusional energies there too. Now, there's nothing wrong with winning the lottery, but there's still, you can win the lottery within yourself by mastering who you are and what you are. Obviously, it doesn't pay as much as the lottery, but it is worth more because you're here to open up your soul. So many of you that are here unwillingly, it's like, what am I doing here? It's like, not that you have all the lessons learned here, but you don't feel like you need this experience. But this world needs your experience. It needs you more than you need it. Now, you being here, yes, you can feel that you are learning something. It might be something you don't want to learn. That's usually how it works. And there's a lot of struggle there. But it's like your mindset of basically awakeness, of alien connections, clearing out the manipulations of this realm, that the earth is really feeling that. They want your knowledge here to unlock this world. And eventually your energy will tap into those that are very third dimensional physical. And a lot of, yes, as you know, like the Matrix was one reality here to awaken, but there are many other realities here to awaken also. One of them is the new earth, the other one is the Gartha, and it goes on and on. Yes, you're not done yet. Yes, there's the flat earth. Trust me, those on the flat earth are, I don't believe they experience as much difficulty as you have on this one. So, blessings. Rings. We have the consciousness of your 1970s. We have a lot of Arcturian energies. You look at the color of the 1970s, at least in the clothing, you see higher vibration energies are finally coming in. Now, I did have color in the 1960s. That was the beginning of it, but the 1970s was really when it went all the way. Even with psychedelics, of course, because you need some kind of drugs to go with your clothing. To go with your high vibration, it's always good to have a nice cocktail. But yes, that's where, see, this is where your world is having trouble with translation also. Well, it feels like it can reproduce without any complications. And true, there's a lot of complications there. So many that go into sexual relations feel like it's going to be fine, perfect, and obviously there's many lessons there. Because on other worlds, it's easy. You can walk around with your purple clothes, find someone you want to have a relationship with, have lovemaking for several hours, and then be on your way. This world tries it, but it doesn't always work. As first off, it's not that long, but it doesn't work the same. And then there's emotional attachment there. And there's a lot more complications. Sometimes there's a child that comes out of it. But the 1970s is kind of like a rebirth of reality. Of course, there's a lot of politicians. They want to make sure that you know that who's in charge. When they do a gas crisis, they're showing you who owns your planet. When they do these crises, any type, they say, don't forget us. We're the ones that rule your world. Even if they're a bunch of psychotics. Doesn't matter. Because they see humans having fun, they do get kind of angry about it. But the 1960s was the beginning of your awakening, you say, your modern awakening. Obviously, you can say it was further than that, but because the 60s was basically the hippie, but the 70s, the hippie more matured. They're still doing a lot of hippie things, a lot of illegal things, actually, at least with psychedelics. But that was bringing in your new age, basically higher dimensional beings. It was basically to get why so many people had children on the wedlock is to get more alien kids here. You're a high or a hippie, and now you have a kid, you don't know what to do. But because that child needs that vibration, needs that more higher frequency to come in. If it's all just low and business as usual, it doesn't work, but you're on some kind of psychedelic. You have this strange love affair with somebody that doesn't want anything to do with you, but it's the right energy for a child to come in. That sounds a little bit strange with that, but for an alien child to come in, the energies have to be a little bit heightened. 60s was okay, but the 70s was actually better. Yes, there's a lot of darkness there because a lot of beings are trying to shut that energy down. We don't want your alien kids here. But they found a way. So, and when alien kids come in here, they adapt to the Earth's vibration. So when they have children, it's easier for them to bring alien children here. Obviously, alien children have been coming in for some time. But during your psychedelic time, it was a little bit different. The hippie would show this you have a new energy coming in. I don't believe this is anything new for some of you. And of course, the music energy is part of just a welcome energy for new beings to come in. It's kind of like calling them to come in. Yes, you hear about that. The aliens are being called to come here. Well, music played a big role in that. In your 60s, your 70s, a very different musical age. In your 80s, things changed a little bit, but even in your 50s, it had a different tone. During your 50s, music was just, enjoy life and have fun, figure out certain things in life, but enjoy life. But now it became more of a galactic situation. Now, there were galactic beings already here, but they're already mended as a human already. They already had aliens as humans. They're already pretty much living the role already. And there's actually quite a lot of them here. But you did need extra help after World War II. The 70s vibrations, basically. Yes, your world is kind of tipping back slightly. Well, your elites, yes, are pressuring your society more, but it's just pressuring others to have children, have a different vibration from them. So it's basically an entryway for who to change the Earth's vibration. So it really comes down to just who's coming into the world. And some females here are, here to bring in a child that here to actually change timelines altogether. Like, not like a Jesus, but someone to really push the world forward. Some of them are here, but there's more on the way. Some that are just truly, and this is why some have trouble finding a mate, because it's not always who they're looking for. So, blessings.